Hello, and welcome to The Edge. I'm Jansen-Brown. The Edge is your community program taking you closer to the brink of the issues in your community. On this program, we'll take a closer look at the Red Cross blood donor clinics and the great need for giving the gift of life, blood. And we'll also visit with big brothers and big sisters in Niagara. Have you ever thought of becoming a big brother or big sister? Well, we'll get some insight into that particular program. The Canadian Red Cross Society is getting a much-needed helping hand when it comes to blood donor clinics. The people of Niagara Falls have literally opened up their hearts and made the Red Cross a successful operation. But today, there's still a strong need for donations.
It's hot out today, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, nice day for golfing, even if it's
There's a growing concern in Canada about our blood reserves. They're dwindling, and there may be a far greater health risk to patients, greater than tainted blood. There's more risk of people dying from a short blood supply itself. That's the purpose of the Red Cross, to hold blood donor clinics and to increase that vital supply. The United Way sponsored a clinic recently. The Niagara Red Cross has had a slew of clinics over the last 30 years. Most have been successful. However, more and more people are continuously needed for donations. Renata Martin explains.
And we collect blood to sustain life. There's no human substitute for blood, and it's our job to make sure that there's enough blood in the hospitals to meet both emergencies and surgical needs.
Have you registered yet? Yeah.
Martin says during her 14 years, 12 have been held annually. That's one a month.
Actually, we've got a very good following. Our people are coming out every 56 days, and that's how often you can donate. And unfortunately, our clinics are not scheduled to meet the 56 days, but we do have a very good following. And once in a while, we have blood shortages that we would go back to the media and ask for extra help, and people are very good in supporting that request.
And there's been a shortage. In past weeks, O Group has had few donors. However, over the last 9 months, they've been fighting for A and O types at the clinic.
Well, O is your universal blood type, and it can be used for any blood type, and so there's always a larger demand for that. But summer times, vacation times, holiday times, our donors tend not to come out as regularly as they do throughout the other part of the year.
That's why the public is the key at the clinics. Martin contends there is no other way of reproducing these blood types. And for everyone that lies down on one of the Red Cross's plastic donation beds, 500 milliliters of blood are taken, and they help 4 people.
Well, we have probably, you and I would have maybe 11, 12 units of blood, and we take 500 milliliters, or in layman's term, a little less than a bottle of beer. And if you drink a little extra, within 24 hours, the body replenishes the quantity amount, but it takes 2 to 3 weeks for the quality to come back up to where your red cells are supposed to be and your white cells. And I've heard it said many times that people feel a lot better. It's like, rejuvenation of your body, so.
See, we can do it.
The reasons why many people don't donate isn't exactly clear. A combination of education and perhaps scared first-time donors prevents people from lifting up their sleeves.
It's like having a mosquito bite. It's relatively painless, and if at any time if you are donating and you have some discomfort, you need to let the nurse know so they can make adjustments. Sometimes it's just a minor adjustment that can be made and it makes everything quite comfortable. But a lot of times donors don't want to do that.
But I wasn't scared to give it a try. I hobbled into the clinic and found it comfortable. And yes, I even had the option of having free pop and donuts to persuade me to give out the gift of life.
Before the needle even gets in your arm, handy brochures like this are handed out. Also, a questionnaire is filled out so that they can make sure that you're eligible to give the gift of life.
Sir.
Yes, about 2 years ago, but
The questionnaire was easy to complete. It asked me about colds, flus, about sexual contact, drug use and medications, operations, and if I had given birth. Obviously, that was a no. But this was just to make sure that every drop of blood was pure and so it could be put to good use.
It's a Red Cross card?
Yes, it is.
Next, I registered and was given a number.
98.
Well, you can be 99 if you wanted to.
No, 98 is fine. I like 98.
Anything else with a signature on it? Anything with a photo?
And then I was told because of a prescription I was prescribed 2 weeks ago, I couldn't donate.
Oh, really?
So, there you go.
Well, one of the things that we do ask people is that if you fall under the risk factors that you do not give blood, that is people that may be HIV infected or maybe in that risk factor regarding their sexual behaviors and things like that. So we ask people not to give. But on the average, most people that come out to give want to give. And it might be something as simple as, I went to the dentist and I had my tooth filled and I got Novocaine. So, and the donor not knowing that you have to wait so long before you can come in, may come in on that day. Or something as simple as a bee sting. So there are very tiny things. You know, you may have gotten over a cold and it's not been enough time until you're symptom free, so therefore they'll say, why don't you come back next time? So there's small reasons, but then there's also big things like if you have cancer and high blood pressure and things like that, they sometimes will mean that you permanently are deferred from giving blood.
But that's the idea behind the screening process. The nurses ensure that each pint is free from contamination. In rare instances, a phone call with someone with a cold or virus arrives at the Red Cross. The call is taken, and the bag will then simply be pulled from the supply.
Definitely, the need for blood never quits, and particularly when there's a holiday on or during summertime, the need is even greater. Holidays mean accidents, more travel, and there just never seems to be enough.
When the blood donor clinic is over, blood transfusion trucks like this pick up the blood, keep it chilled, and then transport it to area hospitals. It's then the hospitals who keep the supply and use it for operations and in emergency situations.
We service 29 hospitals in this area from the Hamilton Center, and therefore we have a quota to meet. Like we have a quota of 310. Other cities have quotas as well, and if we don't get the quotas in, that means the blood bank is going to be short. And something as simple as a motorcycle accident can use up to 60 units of blood for one person.
United Way campaign chairman Carol Stewart Kirkby donated for the first time and came out smiling. But everyone was all smiles by day's end. And it was much a success.